Hey guys, Sean here. So, real quick, it's just Australia, New Zealand. Now, I haven't really talked about my memory of New Zealand, and that likely would be the case that I don't really have a strong memory of where New Zealand was on the maps. But that's not true. I just didn't get around to it because the Australia change was so profound. The Australia change. Now, when I say change, I actually mean that this timeline, it's in a different relative location. Like Australia is so far more north than the timeline I experienced in the past that it's just so significant. The Australia change. All of a sudden, it's not surrounded by water. There isn't tons and tons and tons and tons of ocean to the north of it. The land down under is not the land down under anymore, at least visually from my perspective, and many others. But yeah, New Zealand. Now, a lot of people mention New Zealand changing early on in mid to later 2015. Yes, New Zealand was talked about, and even earlier than 2015. But yeah, New Zealand. A lot of people were saying New Zealand moved from the northeast to the southeast. But for me and others who have very vivid memories, it was on the west, and now it's on the east. I remember New Zealand being on the west. Now, I'm not saying that based on how I remember the map looking, because that, quite frankly, is a weak argument. All right. The reason I remember New Zealand being on the west is because I specifically looked into where New Zealand was, and I'm gonna share with you guys. Excuse me. I'm gonna share with you guys why I looked into it. Oh yeah, I just studied all the maps and all the countries all the time. No, no. I specifically looked at New Zealand because I wanted to. I thought it was a possible option to where I might move. I actually considered the possibility of moving to the southern hemisphere because once upon a time, Sean was concerned about the future. I was worried about the future. And a lot of you guys out there are worried about the future. And it's important that you understand that you can control or you can have some say over which future reality you experience. We are human beings and we have the ability to move into timelines that match what we're given off inside. And if we're excited and comfortable inside and happy and optimistic, it's going to have an influence and it's going to dictate. It's going to have some relevance and some influence on where we end up. And if you're fearful and concerned and scared inside, it will clearly influence where you end up. So anyway, I used to be more fearful. I would stockpile. Now, when I say stockpile, I'm talking about $50 worth or less of bottled water. I used to save I would have maybe 20 cases of 24 packs of water put aside because I was overly concerned about possible food and water shortages. That might happen. Don't get me wrong. And it's also, if you have the resources, stockpile. Just be on the safe side. Boy Scouts. When I was in Boy Scouts as a little kid, be prepared. So yes, be prepared. But yes, I was more fear-based. I look at my old Facebook posts and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. Sean, really? Come on. Anyway, my point is, I was worried about nuclear power plant meltdowns and radiation. Fukushima. A lot of you guys probably don't realize that Fukushima in Japan had three. 666. You better watch out. He's symbolizing the devil. He's trying to trick you. He's trying to cause harm to you. He's trying to deceive you. Anyway, that could be the A-OK sign too, by the way. Don't forget. So in 2011, three nuclear power plant meltdowns. And the radiation continues to spew forth into the Pacific Ocean today. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking, damn, I was looking at all the nuclear power plants, and almost all of them are in the northern hemisphere. I believe it was maybe 3 in the southern hemisphere at the time, the vast majority in the north. And I was thinking, if there was a real big problem with radiation, the southern hemisphere is where I want to go. Now, South America, beautiful. Have I been there? No. But from what I hear, uh, pictures, videos, and also people I have spoken with or read their stories about, beautiful place, beautiful place. But call me a chicken shit, but when it comes to like animals and bugs that are like much bigger than the northern half of America. Like once you get into the climates where it snows a lot, it's really cold in the winter. The animals and the bugs tend to be much more tame. So going into the down into the South American areas, man, I don't know, man. Call me a chicken. Plus the way the laws are written and some of the groups, the cartels, whatever you want to call it. So there's some yeah. We all have our issues. We all have our fears, right? No one's perfect. So no, South America, no. And Australia, they speak English. Australia's cool. I love their accent. Yeah, Australia. But again, the wildlife and the poisonous snakes. I'm thinking, I don't know. But anyway, New Zealand. No, I don't know. Maybe New Zealand has just as many poisonous snakes and creatures as Australia, but New Zealand seemed to be the one place in the southern hemisphere where I felt intuitively that it would be a good place to be. They speak English. They are relatively welcoming to Americans. They have, yeah, they just have a culture. I mean, the culture that seemed nice. It seemed like somewhere I would fit in. I looked at the citizenship requirements. You have to be able to offer something with regards to your work history, your education. I got those bases covered. But anyway, yeah. So I was, and I'm gonna hold the fort down here where I am in America. But now I'm comfortable and I'm not worried about it. But back then I was like, where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go? It's not gonna be Canada. It's like too close to all the crap. Or like I was also like fearful of like prison planet status and martial law stuff. Baloney. It's a bunch of baloney. Martial law, bunch of baloney. We can get into that later, but so Canada wasn't going to be very helpful because it was like, yeah, it was going to be nicer with regards to like the government and the police forces and all that stuff, but it was no, it was still going to be an issue. So yeah, Southern Hemisphere and yeah, New Zealand. So that gets me back to the Mandela Effect map changes. So before I finish, I just want to throw out something kind of funny. So when I first was doing videos, I tried to keep them really short and sweet. Bam, to the point. Condense that information, get it out there because I'm well aware that a lot of people watching videos, they're going to tune off, they're going to turn off, they're going to change it after a shorter amount of time. A quarter of the way in, a third of the way in. So I needed to make sure if I kept it short, get that information out there to you guys, you'd get it. You get the information before you're going to turn it off. So I packed it in. But I'm getting feedback and feedback. Sean, make longer videos, talk more, explain more. And I've acclimated. Every now and then I'll make a video where it like catches on and it like there's a lot of views and it just for whatever reason usually it's certain kind of Mandela effect ones where it resonates with people and if it's too long they're like dude you could explain it in 30 seconds what the hell. So anyway, so yes, New Zealand. How do I know it was in the West? So I was studying where to move and I'm thinking to myself, the shit hits the fan and I gotta get out of Dodge quickly, possibly without the like credentials to do it legally. Yeah, you gotta get out in that water, get in that boat, and that cruise, take a cruise to Australia, get to Sydney, leave from New York or somewhere else on the East Coast, and get your ass to Sydney or somewhere in Australia. Once you get to Australia, all you got to do is find a way to get to New Zealand again by boat. And if you can make it to Australia, then you just got to get that boat to New Zealand. You're almost there. And I remember looking at the freaking map. I remember looking at it and it was west. It was west, not east. It was west. Looking at Australia, it was left, not right. So this is a long story explaining my experience on how New Zealand changed for me on the map. Mandela Effect.